You're listening to TG1F, an F1 podcast with Kate and Nicole.
We're your hosts. I'm Kate.
And I'm Nicole.
And this is our show, where we talk about all things Formula One.
And a lot of things that are not Formula One, too.
Because why the heck not?
This is your formal invitation to a weekly hangout with your F1 BFFs, where we'll talk on-track action, off-track gossip, and throw in some hot pop culture topics.
It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned F1 fan, a curious newbie, or literally just think the drivers are hot. Because they are. There's a little something in this podcast for everyone.
Speaking of which, did you hear what happened this week?
No, tell me about it.
Carlos to Williams.
Carlos to Williams. Carlos to Williams. Your girls are psychic. We're manifesting queens. We are psychic. We freaking called it months ago, bitch.
Months ago.
Everyone's like, oh, I'm so shocked. I can't believe nobody saw this coming. And we're like, girl, we saw it coming.
We saw it coming, and we knew it was, the writing was on the wall. Yeah. We looked at the tea leaves, and we said,
palms.
we asked the tarot.
I looked into a crystal ball.
We paid an Etsy witch. We knew that this was coming.
We knew. I had a vision. I had dreams about it. That's a Raven. We truly knew this was coming, but it is official. Carlos Sainz is going to Williams for the 2025, 2026, and beyond seasons, which officially means Logan Sargent will be leaving the team at the end of this season. Where he will go, if he will go anywhere, TBD. I'm assuming, unfortunately, I think this may be the end of his current stint in F1. Doesn't mean he can't come back, but I don't think that we will see him on the grid next year.
We've talked about this in a couple episodes past. We think Prima Racing and IndyCar is likely his new home.
Yeah.
Which is so funny that it was kind of a chaotic week for Logan because there were rumors over the weekend that him and James were not on speaking terms.
I know.
Like Marcus Ericsson had been like, Logan's not talking to James, like they're not on speaking terms. It's really tense. And then Logan came out to be like, Marcus Ericsson runs his mouth and he doesn't even talk to me. So I don't know what he's on about. But it's very interesting that this came out before the Carlos announcement. So it's like, is Logan just saving face? Is that actually true? What is the relationship like at Williams? It's very interesting.
Yeah. I mean, what do we always say? In F1, where there's smoke, there's probably fire. So I think there's probably something to it, but maybe not as intense as Marcus Ericsson claimed it to be. But I mean, we have an answer. We know where Carlos is going. Carlos is officially going to be on the grid next year still, which is great. And we knew he was, we said it before. I'll say it again. There was no world in which Carlos Sainz was not going to be on the 2025 grid. There was no way.
Yeah.
So.
And again, we have the running theory that Adrian Newey going to Williams, Carlos going to Williams, they're rebuilding to their former glory.
Yes.
Redemption arc, the story writes itself, the underdogs rise again like a phoenix from the ashes. Carlos, Adrian Newey have something that they can be proud of.
Yeah, because
it just feels right.
Here's the thing. Everyone's like, Carlos is settling and why is he going to Williams and no one else wanted him.
Ruined his career.
False. I don't think Carlos leaving Ferrari, getting pushed out of Ferrari was the first domino to fall in silly season, because I'm pretty sure Lewis was one of the first announcements that was made. Carlos has had his pick of teams. Carlos has been on the market, talking to people, talking to everyone. He would not go to Williams unless he was very confident in a plan for growth. He's not settling. He's not oh, no one else wanted me, I'll go to Williams. They had to have had a plan, and it just feels more and more right that it might be Adrian Newey. Even if it's not, there is something there. They have some plan that made Carlos confident enough to go there. So I don't
100%.
think we need to be worried. They also use Mercedes engines. And I think we've heard rumors that Mercedes is said to have gotten the engines like really, really right for next year. We're already seeing them
Mhm.
kind of come back this season. And like George won yesterday, but then Lewis won yesterday. So, like, regardless, Mercedes won yesterday. And I
Yeah.
think that that spells really good things. And so I am very confident in Williams next year. I'm very confident in Carlos going to Williams. And I think you had said at the beginning of this season you were in your Williams era, and we were like, yeah, that's a huge move. It hasn't really panned out this year, but Carlos
Mhm.
going to Williams makes me feel very confident in being in a Williams era for next year. Like, the proof
I
is in the pudding, as they say.
It's there. It's
The
there.
pudding, the
And I
pudding is
think
full of proof right now.
and I think too, like, let's look at Carlos's history. Like, he regularly gets like kind of the shit end of the stick when it comes to contract renewals, and then he just levels up and does amazing things at those teams.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the story is only going to continue, and that Carlos goes to Williams. He partners with James and Alex, and Alex is a great teammate to have. I think the two of
Yes.
them together are really going to bring the heat.
Yeah.
And so they both are really knowledgeable
Yeah.
about the car and what they want out of the car. And so I think having that level of knowledge is really going to just do wonders for the team next season and
Totally.
beyond. And I think a lot of people are like, oh, what happened with Audi? What happened with Audi? Like, oh, it must be bad. And I'm just like, no, I think Carlos is smart and he has a smart team around
Yeah.
him in that uh, they were working out deals and they wouldn't have picked, like you said, a team that was not going to be lucrative
Yeah.
in Carlos's growth trajectory.
I also think Alex Albon is really smart, and I think that I'm sure other places are looking at him to be like, we want him on our
Yeah.
team. He's a great driver. He consistently like gets as much out of this current Williams as he can, and I think he's sticking around. And I think that is really good. I think James going there, nobody could expect James to turn this team around in less than 2 seasons. Like, that team was in the gutter. Like, they are not doing well. He can't just come in and be like, okay, bibbity bobbity
Right.
boo, we're better now. Like, it takes
Yeah.
time. And I think that this is what James' second full season at
Yeah.
Williams. I think that usually that's like kind of how long it takes to really develop a full new concept for a new car and like
Yeah.
really put things in place. He's an engineering mind. He's smart. He gets it. I think next year could be the season that they really like pull it together. And I think that that's probably been the plan all along. And I think here's the thought is that
Tell me.
people were comparing this to being like, it feels like Danny going to Renault again. Like, and look what happened there. Yeah, Danny was supposed to be at Renault for multiple years, like
Yeah.
much longer than 2. Like, he signed that contract with Cyril being like, I'm here for a while because I'm going to help turn this around. And Cyril on Drive to Survive, if you watch that season, was like, we talked about it and we had a plan, but it wasn't going to happen overnight because it just can't. And Danny
And
didn't want to wait around for that. And so he made the move to McLaren. And I think that that's where James is at of like, okay, it wasn't going to happen overnight, but we're kind of at that turning point. And I think that Carlos going to Williams and Alex choosing to stay at Williams really kind of showcases the fact that like they believe in what James is doing right now. Like, they're picking up what he's putting down. They're smelling what he's stepping in. Like, it's
yeah.
working and like good things are around the corner. And I think that everyone knew that James was a good choice to go to Williams and was going to really be able to turn it around. People are like, oh, it's not happening already. Yeah, bro, it's been 2 years. Like, relax.
Yeah.
Nothing good happens that fast. And if it
Yeah.
did, it would
And
be fake.
also Logan was a rookie.
Yeah.
So like give him a
Yeah.
break, please.
Like, I think really good things are about to happen at Williams, and
We're on the precipice of
we're
greatness.
really excited about it. Like, we've been excited about this, and it's time to get on the bandwagon, guys.
Don't make us say we told you
Shit or
so.
get off the
This
pot.
time next year, don't make us say we told you so.
Don't make us say it.
We
We
will
will.
though.
kind of our favorite thing to say.
And I also think too that Carlos brings a lot of star power,
Yeah.
which means moolah, to a team that needs more money to be more successful.
Yeah.
And so I think that it was not only a strategic move because he's a really good driver and he's really skilled, but also because he brings this level of fandom
Yeah.
that I think, and money that, no offense, I just don't think Logan was providing,
It's hard
right?
for a rookie to bring that. Like, I think,
Yeah.
like, it's hard for a new driver to come in and have this like super established fan base unless it's people that have been following them in like F2, F3. Um, but I think, yeah, I think you're right. Like Carlos has been in the sport long enough. He has a very dedicated fan base. He has sponsors that have worked with him at multiple teams. Like he's known, he's a very known entity. So for him to
Mhm.
go to Williams, I think is going to bring a lot of value, and they are going to have a lot of like purchasing power kind of
Yeah.
with like team merch and like anything that they do. So I really think that like this is a huge move for them. It's a really good get for Williams, and I think it's a really good opportunity for Carlos to really like kind of etch his name into like the history books of like going to this team. Like it kind of feels like Lewis going to Mercedes.
Mercedes. Yeah.
Like it feels like a time where like Mercedes was not good and he was winning and he was doing these great things, and he went to Williams and was like, I'm going to help you kind of build this back up, and I'm going to like I want to be at this team because I like the leadership and I like the team itself, and like look where we are now. And so I really feel like that could be the story here with Carlos, and I am very excited about it.
I am too. I know people are being haters and people are
Nah,
upset.
what do
And
you know? Everyone's upset all the time.
what do we always say?
Why be upset?
When you can just have fun.
Amen.
And I think Carlos going to Williams
Fun.
is having
I
fun.
think that's having a lot of fun. I'm having fun.
I'm having a lot of fun.
Like I'm for sure having fun. These girls having fun
Yeah, we are.
always.
So I don't know. I think I'm excited to see how it plays out. Again, he's been kind of signed for an indefinite amount of time.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a clause along the
Mhm.
way that like if Williams does not perform in the way that
Yeah.
they have promised Carlos to perform, there's an exit clause and he can go to a better team if it approached or
Yeah.
negotiated, right? But I think all in all, this speaks good things for Williams' future.
Totally.
Not to wax poetic about it for too long, but these girls, we're
We
excited.
are very excited. I mean, that's a big domino falling. That's a big.
F1 is so fucking back.
Everyone is so fucking
Like,
back, dude.
F1 is so fucking back. Like, we've got a top driver going from Ferrari to Williams. That's crazy. This weekend, we had the top three cars all finishing within like tenths of a second between each
Yeah.
other, which we haven't seen in ages.
Yeah.
We saw disqualification from the winner fall from grace because he was underweight. That was insane.
Yeah.
I just was like, we saw good strategies, we saw bad strategies. I just was like watching this race this weekend. I was like, wow.
Like
And I know we said F1 is back like 3 weeks ago, but like
it's back
F1 is
back. Like it's back. It's now been 4 races since Max won. Like I just am like this feels like I am excited again. There was a period of time where I was like I love F1 but I'm like kind of bored and like I don't
back.
feel that like thrill that I used to get from watching races, and I was like I don't know, like I don't feel like I need to like really get up and watch the whole race or whatever. Like now I'm like I'm locked in. Like I'm watching
I'm
every race.
locked.
Like I need to see what happens. Like this is so exciting. Like I was on my way to the airport for the second half of this race, and like Nick and I were watching on his phone like in the Uber. The Uber driver was like, what are you guys talking about? We're like, no, don't talk to us, like please, enough, we're busy right now. This is crazy. And like I'm like I haven't felt that need to like watch in the car or like put it on TV, or like Nick had it on his phone, I was on Twitter like refreshing. Like I was like
Yeah.
I haven't felt that drive to do that in a while, and I feel so excited. I'm like,
I
F1 is
know.
back, and like my love is back,
Yeah.
and it's a really good feeling.
It's so funny too because people I saw a TikTok today and it was like, how convenient that prior to the email leak of the Mercedes sabotage scheme on Lewis's car, he was regularly finishing eighth, ninth, 10th, like in the bottom half of the point scores. And then post email leak, we've got Lewis on the podium. We've got Lewis in the top 5. We've got Lewis like in winning multiple races in a row. And I was like,
Hmm.
kind of suspicious, kind of suspicious. But it was so interesting to me because Toto did not look happy when George crossed that finish line.
Toto has been
Were you on
really
the
hard
plane
to
for the
read
finish? Like,
lately.
did you see it?
Yeah.
Because he just was like this. Everyone was like, why isn't he happy? And I was like, that's a great question. I don't know. Did he want Lewis to win? Was he mad at George? Like, what happened?
Toto's been
Is
really
he mad
hard
that
to
Lewis
read
didn't
lately.
perform
Like, I feel like
well?
Toto has not felt in a good mood at all this season. And I'm like, I think there's a lot of tensions happening over in Mercedes right now. Like,
Do you think they're going to bring up Kimmy?
I don't know.
It feels crazy to me for them to put a rookie in
Yeah.
with George, but like, I guess if they're just like, fuck it, we
I'm like,
ball.
honestly, I'm kind of wondering, like, did they really try to get Carlos? Like, and they were kind of, I don't know. Like, I don't know. But I think, yeah, I don't know. Putting a rookie in next to George feels kind of crazy. But like, how do you replace Lewis? Like, what? Like, there is no second person,
Like, if you think about like the drivers who are currently left, like who's going to Mercedes? Like, no
right?
one.
They bring Botas
Like,
back. It would
it
be
would be
kind
kind
of
of a
fucking
snag.
iconic.
Well, now he's like, well, I don't have Lewis to contend with,
Yeah,
so like maybe I'll go back.
yeah. Like, there's
We still have we have a Mercedes seat open, we have an Alpine seat open, and we have the second V carb seat
and
open.
the second Sauber seat.
Correct.
It's
Yeah.
only
So
Nico. It's Nico right now. So it's either going to
mhm,
be Valtteri or Joe, hopefully, or they can just absolutely do something completely different. Who knows?
they could do something. That would be a real shakeup. Yeah, I'm like, I guess they're gonna bring. I guess they're gonna put in a rookie because I can't unless Seb comes back out of retirement.
That would be F1 would be so back at that point. Like, that would be crazy.
Yeah, definitely not the thing. But I'm like, are maybe we're gonna have a couple of new rookies. I mean, we already have
Ollie.
Ollie signed up at Haas. So I mean, what's another one at Mercedes? Why
Talk about
not
a
throw?
cursed team, dude. Ollie and Ocon at Haas. Please. Spells
It's gonna be
disaster.
weird.
I don't even
It's gonna
know.
be
I have no proof of that concept, but I do not feel good about it.
weird. Who do you think Alpine's gonna bring in?
Okay, you want to know what would be really crazy? I'm
Yeah.
gonna start a crazy rumor.
Okay, started
What if they bring up Arthur Leclerc to kind of keep the
for Alpine.
French-ish vibes alive?
Well, we have talked about how Mick is a potential contender. So do we think they're gonna bring Mick back?
They could,
Good.
but like, I don't know. Bringing Arthur up could be kind of iconic because having him and Charles on the grid together, like, he obviously has the name, so like that sponsorship right there. He's obviously knows Pierre really well.
Mhm.
Friends on a team for once. Like, that could be interesting and could be a crazy move. I don't know, I'm just starting this rumor. What if it's Arthur Leclerc?
Wild conspiracy. Mercedes is actually gonna get K Mag.
Shut.
They're putting K Mag in the Merc.
Can you literally imagine?
I mean, that man can drive.
That would be the
He
craziest move, though, but it would be It would be kind of cool.
It would be lit. I mean, I would enjoy it.
I'm trying to think of like other people that like have been in the sport but no longer are that could like maybe, step back up. I mean, there's Antonio Giovinazzi,
Yeah.
who's like still around F1 because he's still reserved for
Hmm.
Ferrari. There's Stoffel.
He just re-signed with,
Mm.
or he's just moved to Maserati, so he's
Yep.
locked in for Formula E. So I don't think so.
I like, because I mean, both Nico and K Mag were out for a while before Haas brought them back. So I'm like, is there anyone that's
Right.
like been out for a while that like could get brought back in? Like, I'm trying to think of, but
Like who was
I'm
good?
like,
They're bringing back Romaine.
at Mercedes.
Romain Grosjean and George Russell, perfect team. They could bring him back for Alpine though. That's also the French connection.
That would be so cursed. Him and George on a team. Mm-mm, I don't even want to think about that. It feels terrible.
Yeah, I don't know who the. I don't. I truly am kind of like it's up in the
It
air,
feels like me or
especially
no one. Like I can't like. It feels crazy for them to bring up a rookie. Truly, I like believe it feels kind of crazy for them to do that. I don't think they're prepared to have a rookie on Mercedes. Like they've.
no,
I don't think. Have they ever?
no, I
In
don't
a
think
long
so.
time at least. Like I don't know if they know how to handle a rookie at
Yeah,
Mercedes.
yeah.
But I have no idea. Like,
It's anybody's guess at this point, I suppose.
yeah. I mean, I guess we'll see.
We're gonna have to. At some point, they're gonna have to confirm the rest of the seats. But I'll tell you what, Christian Horner put out a statement today saying that all you naysayers, Sergio Checo Perez will be driving for us
After
in
summer break.
Zandvoort. He will be, and don't you doubt it. And I'll tell you what, I'm doubting it. I'm doubting it because I just am like, what do you have on Christian? Because what did he finish? Well, he finished what, seventh now because George got disqualified,
Yeah.
but he was eighth. I'm like, Micah, you were barely in the points.
It just feels
What
kind of
is being
nuts. Like it feels crazy. But I'm also like, is Christian saying that to get people to stop and like, oh, he's gonna drive for us after summer break for like a race? Like, are they just stringing it along until they find something better? Like, are they working on something right now? Who knows? Um,
I mean, the rumor mill's grinding because Danny was seen talking to Christian and Hellman or whoever it was post race on Sunday, and
and
it
he
looked
was
like a
in
very
an
serious
air
conversation.
he was in a helicopter with Max.
And then it was all smiles, and he was in a good mood when he left that chat. And but I'm also like, we're sending Danny to Red Bull. That doesn't seem right either. So it just maybe it's just a cursed driver market right now. Like who do we have?
Like who's going where? I don't like any of it.
And just like what do we have? What options do we have out there? Like not very many of them.
You know what I would kind of like maybe?
Hmm.
I would like maybe Valtteri at Red Bull
Hmm.
because I feel like he has the experience of being a teammate with a world champion and still getting really good points and like battling and getting wins and like he's consistently a good driver.
Yeah.
That could be an interesting move.
I don't think the Red Bull social media team is ready to handle a talent like Valtteri though. You
Definitely
know?
not.
I don't, I don't think they're primed and ready
I don't
to
think
handle.
Valtteri is ready to have to do the media engagements that come with being at Red Bull. Like he's like, I am not driving around those fucking monster trucks to race
He's
across
like,
the
I'm actually
country.
just here to goof off and roll on the ground for a bit.
So interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Checo. I don't know what's going on with Red Bull. I don't know what's going on with anything currently, and it feels strange, and I
I'm
feel
scared.
scared. And I, I don't know. And I don't like not
I
knowing.
feel scared, dude.
That's what I don't like about this current silly season. We're going into the summer break. Things are about to get a lot sillier. We've got some things to shake up. But I don't know. Let's see what comes out in the next 3 weeks before the next race. I'm sure we'll get a handful of answers.
Yeah. And
We always
worst
do.
case scenario, we'll be getting a lot of shirtless pics because everyone's going on vacation. So at least we'll get some thirst traps. If we don't have silly season news, we'll at least be getting some thirst traps.
And you know what? That's all
Tomato,
we can ask
tomato.
for. That's all we can ask
Potato,
for.
potato. I'll take it. And
I don't think
along
there's
with
any.
those steamy picks that we're sure to be getting, we're going to invite you guys to read some romance books about F1 drivers because when are we putting this out?
Wednesday.
Wednesday? Tomorrow
Tomorrow.
begins TG1F's Read an F1 Romance Novel Month. So every weekday of this entire month, we're going to be introducing you to a new author and a new book or books focused on Formula One romance and doing some really fun giveaways. So every single weekday this month, you have the chance to win some TGNF merch, a signed copy of a book. You're going to get to hear about new books, F1 and otherwise, and just absolutely fill your TBR list. Hit purchase, download, subscribe, everything for all of these authors. And it's going to be a really fun month. So, while we await
Get
silly
your
season,
get your beach reads
get,
now. Get your beach read. We're all going on vacation in
yeah,
August. Find a new beach read, a new poolside read, whatever it
yeah.
is. We'll need it.
And while the drivers are on vacation and we're waiting for silly season news to drop, dive into these fantasy worlds, these fictional worlds of gorgeous F1 drivers and their love interests. You're going to have a lot of
But you know
fun.
what?
You're going to have a lot of fun, I
You
guarantee it.
I guarantee it. You guys don't have to be so alone though, because you can watch Olympics like Kate and
So
I,
true.
and just be locked in.
USA,
Um,
USA, USA. We are full locked in on Olympic mode over here. We've got the group chat going. We're watching in multi-view. Like it is I have never been so hyped as I was during men's gymnastics.
men's gymnastics.
When I tell you I don't remember the last time. Nicole,
Jackie.
one of them, I forget who was, stuck the landing off the vault, and I jumped up, screamed, and clapped. Didn't even.
You were like, I
It
started
was an
clapping. I don't want.
involuntary action. I was like, I have never in my life done that.
I'm like
Involuntary.
watching these, and I'm like, oh, he's hitting that. He's hitting that. I don't know if it's good or not. I'm like, get it,
Get
get
it.
it.
Get it. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Do that little leap in the air to get to the corner of the mat. Do it. Stick the landing. And they're just so hype. Like they're like, let's go whenever they do it. And like the
You know
team
it feels
USA,
good when they land because you're like, they felt
yeah,
that.
like the Team USA men's gymnastics team is a team that I would like to be a part of because I have never seen a team that is so fucking hyped up, so supportive, so vocal. I was like, I feel like I need these people around me all the time. Like they were just so excited for each other and like I just love them. Like I was like, I'm in. I'm so patriotic right now. Two of them are from Massachusetts. So I was psyched for my state. I'm like, I'm absolutely
It,
so on board.
it was the countdown clock to the pommel horse for Steven. For me, they were like he was a pit, like he was
He was
the
a closer for sure.
the seventh inning pitcher swap. Like he's coming out from the bullpen. People are hyped. He's the closer. He's finishing this for them. Like people have been waiting. There's been whisperings of his name throughout the Olympic Village. Like, oh, Stephen Nadaki. He's coming in hot.
Like
And they're like, there he is.
they're like, here he
Oh,
comes.
he's coming
Here
out
he
the
comes.
locker room. The announcers are like, get out the way. And you're like, who is this man? I need to know more.
Like It's just, I was like, it was incredible. It was incredible. And then he just came out and he said, I'm here for one thing and one thing only. And it's this pommel horse right here. And he
Rocked
absolutely
it.
annihilated it.
And he won USA their bronze medal. They've only won a medal in the Olympics 3 times in the last 20 Olympics, which is crazy. So, guys, if you're not locked in on the stories that are coming out of the Olympics in the next 2 weeks, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
There's good shit to be had there.
Absolutely.
Fill your cup. Fill your cup with Olympic competition,
Like,
because that's where Kate and I will be.
we'll see you there. I'm not even saying see you on
I'm
the
locked.
internet at the end of this. I'm saying see you at the Olympics.
We're going to LA in 2024.
100%.
Sure. Or in 2028,
100%.
whatever.
Booking
We'll
an
be there.
Airbnb right now. Like, I'll be there. I will be there if you're looking
We'll
at me.
be men's gymnastics #1 fans.
Like, I'm
at
actually
this
like
point.
initiating a move to LA right now so that I can just like be established there by the time it happens.
Oh, well, I can't wait to see what other amazing things come out of the Olympics in the next 2 weeks. I can't wait to hear the silly season goofiness that comes out of the next couple of weeks. But until next race, until September,
We'll see you guys on the internet.
the girls are logging off, and we'll see you on the internet.
Bye. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of TG1F, an F1 podcast with Kate and Nicole.
If you like what you heard, don't miss out on the fun between episodes.
Keep up with the chaos on Instagram at 2girls1formula. That's spelled out TWO girls numerical 1 formula.
And check out our website, 2girls1formula.com, to shop cute fan-made F1 merch.
See you next week.
But like we said, in the meantime, we'll see you on the internet.